Hey everyone, hey, Jeff Talbot here. I'm putting together a very short training video for you, 15 to 20 minutes most likely, on how you can generate and grow your sphere of influence in a powerful way so that you're getting clients and referrals every single month. And for a lot of you, your connections are not great enough. You don't know enough people in your community, and worse still, they don't know you and they don't know how great you are and that you sell real estate, and not enough of them are out there telling their friends about how great you are. So we have to hustle, we have to chase other leads, we have to cold call, door knock, buy leads, do all sorts of stuff when we don't have a strong enough relationship and enough authority in the communities in which we serve and sell real estate. So let's jump in. Let's look at some slides. I'm going to ask you one thing. I'm going to ask that you be as engaged as possible in this training. If you grab a cup of tea and sit back in your chair and just listen to me talk, you won't get business. But I'm going to be asking you questions. So grab a piece of paper, draw out some of the models that we're going to give you, and take some notes so that you get as much out of this training as possible. When we physically take an action, even as small as writing things down, it gets in our body, it gets in our head, and it helps change us and improve us and grow the way that we are building out our businesses and living our lives. So let's jump in, have a look at some slides, and get cracking, getting you more local connections and growing your business. Remember, our goal is to help you grow a sphere of influence that changes your life and changes your business. Listen, if you want an invite to a training we're doing next week on our ultimate organic lead generation system, where the goal is to show you how you can get 40K plus extra business from organic leads on social media, turning all that time you're already putting into social media into actual business in the next 4 months. If you want in, just send me a message via the button below that says, please, can I have an invite? And we'll talk. It's limited to 100 people only. It's going to fill up. We're going to do something really crazy on the call. So make sure you send us an invite now. Let's talk about why no growth versus consistent growth and what happens when you grow consistently. So there are some frustrations if your sphere of influence is not growing. And one of the frustrations here that you'll see is you're going to get fewer referrals. New people are a great source of clients and referral partners. So if we have a stagnant sphere, if your sphere is not growing, it's dying, you're going to get fewer referrals. But when your business and sphere is growing, your business will follow, is what I mean. What happens when your sphere isn't growing is you end up tapping the same old people to refer you. They get bored, they get tired, you get a bit dulled and a little less hopeful, and it's very, it doesn't work. So when you have new people coming in, your sphere is growing, it's very life-giving, new people are telling new people about you, it's what you want, where you want to be. If your sphere isn't growing, you are 100% going to have to spend money and energy on other lead sources, door knocking, cold calling, buying ads. These things are working less and less as we get more fear into the marketplace. So more and more people are going to work with a trusted system. Our goal when you have sphere growth is to really simplify lead generation. You have more people talking about you, more and more referrals, more word of mouth business. Life gets more simple. That's what you want. I'm sure you want more trusted clients and referrals. I'm sure you want a life-giving and growing sphere of influence, and I'm sure you want to simplify your lead generation, right? It's not rocket science. This is a sphere wealth matrix that we run. Again, grab a piece of paper, draw this out for you, especially if you weren't at our summit. What we want to look at is how wealthy is your sphere right now and how do you need to grow it. So on the y-axis here, we have quantity, and on the x-axis, we have quality. So quantity is the number of people in your sphere of influence. And what I want you to do is to give me a number or write down the number between 0 and 10. If you're at 10, you have at least 1,500 local people that would do anything to support you, and you're probably connected to them on Facebook. All local people, amazing. 10 plus. If you have more than 1,500 people, if you have less than 50 local people, maybe you just moved to your area. Maybe you're new to Facebook. Maybe you've just not been very good at building relationships or very proactive in it. Then you're a 0. If you're somewhere between there, if you're 750 local people, you're a 5. So give yourself a score between 0 and 10. When we look at quality on the x-axis here, what we're looking at is if you have 100 plus referral partners, word of mouth referral partners, people in your community who can't stop talking about you, who tell their friends about you, you're a 10. And if you're none, you're a 0. And if you're 50, you're a 5. So give yourself a number there. right? So maybe you're a 4 or 6 or 7, whatever it is. What I want you to do is draw a line across where you are in quantity and where you are in quality. So we have an intersection point like this, and that will tell us where you are on the graph. If you're right here, which means you don't have very many local connections and not very many referral partners, your business is a bit lonely. You're not getting the help from your sphere that you really deserve. If you're up here, you have lots of local connections, but not many referral partners. You're really missing out. You're not leveraging your relationships. You know a lot of people, but they're not helping you. That's frustrating. If you're down here, where you don't have very many connections, but the connections you do have are referring you, you're kind of wound tight and you're tapping the same people over and over again, and it's going to get less effective for you. If you're here, you have loads of local connections and you're loads of people doing anything to help you. This is a life-giving sphere. No matter where you are, whether you're lonely, missing out, wound tight, or already in the green, our goal is to move you more towards here. What matters is not where you are, but the direction in which your sphere is moving. If your sphere is growing, both in depth and quantity and number of people, you're going to be growing and getting business. 3 secrets to growing your sphere that I want to talk about now. Point number 1 is the best thing you can do is use social media to grow. In the past week, Dana Riley in our training has added 100 new people to her sphere of influence while selling a $1.5 million house. She's tripled her business in the last 12 months, added 20 plus new closings a year to her business using the social strategies we're teaching you right now. And one of the ways she can do it is because she's using social media to connect to new people. It's very powerful. What I'd love you to think about, if I looked at your Facebook friend list in the past 30 days, how many new people have you added? Are you a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? You can write it down on a piece of paper. If you've had less than 0 to 5 new contacts, new friends, you're a 1, 5 to 10, you're a 2, 10 to 50, you're a 3, 50 to 100, you're a 4. We really want 100 plus new people connecting with you every single month. New people are a great source of energy. Really, you don't want to be in the red here. You don't want to be here. If you're here, you're doing quite well, but if you're here, you're going to start to really kill it for the next 6 months in 2022. 3 core ideas when it comes to using social media to grow your sphere. 1, you need to have a central social place. Too many of you, too many social media channels, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook pages, Facebook groups, so much stuff going on. And you don't have a central gathering place for all your relationships. So you can't actually measure your local connections. So we want one central place. The Facebook profile is the most powerful place for doing this. It's completely free. And if you can be connected to 5,000 local people, that's amazing. Those other social media sites, you can have them if you want, but their service, their goal, their purpose is for you to meet people, new people, and to connect with them in the central localized place. So you have somewhere to send them. The second point about growing your sphere using social media is active growth. Sometimes people in our training, we have about 60 people in our training, will come to me and they'll say, should I accept a friend request from so-and-so? They look a bit creepy, whatever. And I say, I don't really care. What I care about is, who are you actively sending friend requests from? Why are you passively waiting for people to reach out to you? We need you to make an active choice. These are the kinds of people I want to have in my sphere of influence. They'll be great for real estate for me. I'll resonate with them. I'll like talking to them. They'll give me energy. I want these people, and then have a strategy that helps you connect and really build relationships with those people. When you know who you're trying to build relationships with, you can grow. And then the last point here, give, don't sell. Once you get those new connections, the power is in having the ability to give generously and quickly to them so that they feel like they're part of what you are doing very quickly. Typically, realtors will either sell to them or ignore them. So when you think about your new Facebook friends, most people ignore, some sell, which is a terrible thing to do to a new person. And so you want to have a strategy that allows you to give to them. Again, Dana, 100 new connections in the last week. She's given 40 gifts at a click of a button. That gift took her 15 minutes to create. So a hugely powerful way of doing it. And her strategy, her assistant can do for her as well. So amazing. One central place, you're responsible for the growth. Give, don't sell to those new people. So first thing is, social media is the way to grow. Second thing, you got to decide on who you want to have in your sphere of influence. If you don't know who, you can't find them. So one of the things that we do here is a little bit of a deep dive. We're not going to get into it too much in this video, but you can draw it out perhaps. The goal of your sphere, remember, is to provide you with life-giving connections in every way, in every direction. It's great for your business. The first thing is to decide, is there a segment of the community, the local community, who are in a similar life situation to me? Like entrepreneurial business dads would be mine. Mums running a business could be yours. Retiring could be yours. A member of the LGBTQ community could be yours. A certain minority group could be yours. Who would do great for you to be connected with? There are 100 people with a specific life situation that you could easily relate to. Who would that be? Secondly, maybe there's a passion or a hobby. Like everyone has this passion or hobby. Once worked with a realtor, everyone he was connected to loved golf. If you didn't love golf, it'd be terrible. But if you love golf, it'd be amazing. And he could share all about golf on his profile. His engagement was incredible. The resonance was amazing. So he chose a passion or hobby. Thirdly, values. Maybe there's a strong value that you hold that is easy for you to relate to people around this value. Especially in polarized times, values can be very strong ways to build relationships. Could be a political view, religious view, spiritual view, a view about children, the way we value children or teach children, could be about the climate, could be about anything, but a value that you hold can be a powerful way to grow an audience. Fourthly, could be a career. So for people who are wanting to build relationships with veterans, for example, or first responders, or a particular career that you really resonate with. So what I want you to think about, if you're watching this video, is if I could add 100 people, again, self-awareness helps here. If I could add 100 people in each category, what would that life situation be? What would that passion or hobby be? What would that value be? What would that career be? Or do I want to add 401 or 201, turn in another? Our goal for people who are part of our system and using our program this month, is to add 400 new contacts using our Who Finder model. The third point is, once you know who, you can use Facebook groups to grow. And so what we want to do is find aggregations of our people. Where are all the local golfers hanging out, for example? Where are all the people that share my faith or religious belief hanging out? Where are all the people who are entrepreneurial dads hanging out? Using that is powerful. Now, some people have a very small sphere and it takes time to grow it sometimes. You can grow it fast, 400 new connections in a month, very doable. We've had people do it in a week. Kirsten Openshaw, when she joined our training, added 300 plus in the first week, and she took her business from 4 million to 16 to 32 in 2 years in production, and about 78% came from Facebook. So transforming your sphere is very powerful. But we have some techniques where you borrow a sphere of influence. So if you can find a Facebook group that's rich in the people you love, you can really build a presence and gain huge numbers of members to your sphere, but also get business from within the group when you know how. You've got to be bold here. You've got to get uncomfortable. It's reaching out to new people is challenging. Not everyone is going to appreciate your outreach. But if you do this, you can really win. What we know here is that keeping it simple is important. So as you look to grow your sphere, one period, one channel, one avatar, and I would say choose one strategy. We can't give you the strategies in this teaching because we save them for our clients. But in 1 month, you're just going to use Facebook to add one type of person to your sphere of influence. That's helpful. You could do 1 week and you could do it different the next week, but don't jump around all over the place. Keep it simple so that you're attracting one type of person at one time. There's some of the methods that we use there. Here's what we know. If you could add 400 great new local connections in the month of July, what we know is that about 200, nothing positive, not going to respond to you when you talk to them, going to think you're up to something, aren't going to engage, not relational, transactional. It happens. But we know that if you add 400 people, 172 will buy it or sell in the next 3 or 4 years. Plus, they're your kinds of people. They love the things you love. They have the challenges you have. So you can build relationship with them now and get them to refer you right now. And we know that 28 will buy or sell in the next 6 months if you treat them right and have the right process in play. So starting from today, what I'd love you to say is, I need to grow my local contacts. And over the next 6 months, if you want to work with us, we'll show you how to turn them into clients. The value of new people is huge. 1, they bring energy. 2, they engage with vigor. 3, they're a great source of new business. 4, they open up new spheres. 1 relationship can give you large amount of business. And 5, they stop you from getting comfortable. I hope this has been helpful. If you want to know more about the entire system, this is 1/4 of it. We're doing an invite-only training for organic lead gen. And that's for realtors who want to make an extra 40+K in the next 120 days. If you want an invite, again, the button below this video says, send Jeff a message or something like that. Send me a message with, please, can I have an invite? We'll see if it's right for you. So excited to work with some more people. I hope this is helpful. Growing a sphere of influence business is one of the best things that you can do. People matter, people are incredible, and people do want to help you. It's just, you got to find the right people and know how to talk to them in the right ways to get them motivated. And when you do that, they will change your business and they'll change your life, and you'll feel great about getting out of bed every day and working in real estate. Hope this is helpful. Send me a message, get an invite. Talk to you soon.